What is happening, everyone? Good evening. This is Scotty Allen signing in. On duty. Reporting for work. Not really. I already reported for work earlier today. But, you know, c'est la vie. Well, I do hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend and Sunday. I don't know what this song is, but it I don't know, I suppose captures a little bit of the, I don't know, vibe or something of what I perceive going on. But maybe it's just because it's Sunday evening, and it is dark at 7:30, right? I'm looking out the window and it looks pretty dang dark. Oh, it's twilight. Okay, we'll say that it's nautical twilight. We'll go right in the middle. We'll say it's nautical twilight, right? Anyway, that's enough of that. It's just random nonsense. Okay. Well, anyway, let's jump into something here, if you don't mind. Can we jump into something? I'm just getting back from being out of town for work. So everything's not put together, I would say. And of course have to work tomorrow, so I'm just throwing this together. So we'll see what happens. All right, Model 3 dude. It's good to see you, sir. Let me get the chat thingy displayed. There we go. Chris, we got Chris here. Oh, okay, you were in London. All right. You probably told us, and you know, I'm not going to make an excuse, but man, it's great that you're back safe and all that. I'm sure you had a wonderful time. So I don't know if you've been paying any attention to what's been going on at all. I wish I could say that I have. No, I'm just kidding. Sort of. What's been going on though? Anyway, I've got the AMC chart here on the screen, and well, I've got a version of the AMC chart. I've got a version of the AMC chart, and let me just further illustrate that. Oops. By doing this, because it doesn't really matter what these things on the edge are here. So let's just do that. So let's just do that. And sorry, I'm trying to keep it together here. All right. Well, I need to I either need an assistant, AI, or just a good old fashioned macro to get this thing set up to live stream. So I think I'm going to go with the third option. Just record a macro to have everything, boom, ready to go, and then one to clear it and be done. But okay, anyway, this chart. I mean, like I said, it's a version of AMC. It's a version of the AMC chart. Now, if anybody knows what we're actually specifically looking at, don't say it in the chat. If you can swing that because I'm trying to show something here. Trying to illustrate a bit of reality. I'm trying to illustrate a few points here. Things that are true. Okay, that's very important. These are things that are provably true. And it, you know, in terms of how the market works, how the market works, how the structure of the market operates, and how that translates into certain um, reporting metrics and the market and price and all these things, right? Maybe some people see where we're going already, but still, shut the fuck up about it. If you do, anyway. Okay, so I mean, let me just zoom in here a little bit. Obviously it's a line chart. I mean, duh. But here's our run up right in this area. And back here in January of 21, and all these random ass pump and dump operations that happened over this whole period, 2 years, when I and a few other people, but it's not even about that. I'm not making it about that. I'm making it about this. Okay. That's one thing that people that think that we're shills or FUD or anything like that. That's the first thing. Like, we don't have to be here doing this, So I'm just trying to show something that, just stick with me, all right? I don't know if Morantz is out there, but this would be a good one for him too. But I mean, everybody. Anyway, not like I'm a genius or anything, but it's just like, okay, we need to address this. We need to address some of the nonsense that is being used, right? As being used by these clowns over here on YouTube. And by the way, I noticed, I was looking at any AMC search result page here. Let me just refresh it. To get the freshest data from Ortex so we can get the closest amount of shorted shares, counterfeits. Okay, anyway. One thing I noticed is that there are a lot of seemingly unrelated to AMC. Here's with this 1978 AMC Eagle on, on tracks, apparently in the snow. Okay, that's cool. That's relevant here. Model 3 dude doesn't, I mean, Model 3 dude gets it, but Model 3 dude wouldn't. I guess you could use that in the mountains, right? I mean, that's the beauty. So no, okay, fine, fine. California is paradise, and you have snow that way if you want the snow. You want snow? Go that way a couple hours. You got snow. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. That's crazy. What a paradise. I mean, I, there you got to have some crazy bugs or something. I mean, there's got to be something that's like anyway, whatever. But I'm seeing a lot of these unrelated. Here's one with cattle, cattle farming. Al Maksud cattle farm. I don't know where that is. I don't know what that is, but I'm just going to say I don't remember seeing this many typically. Now, it's also a Sunday. I haven't been doing Sundays recently for the, last couple months, whatever. We haven't been bothering with the future stream. And sometimes we'll do some stuff on Sunday like this, but so and if I'm not streaming, I'm not necessarily looking at this particular search query. So here's a father. It's always a good time for Chipotle. Yeah. Is he getting paid by Chipotle now? Okay. Boy, man, that would be the deal of the century for somebody like him. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go back to this chart, shut up. So yeah, we're looking at a version of AMC here, and the point of this is to address something that has been misused for a long time. It's not like I'm not talking about sniffing glue or anything like that. But okay, one of the things, okay, and well, let's I'm just gonna let this one sit here, this chart, and it doesn't have to be necessarily in a line, but could be candles, whatever. But what I want to do is I just want to look at as much of these types of videos. I like this kind of a, what do they call it? Like a cross section. I want to do a cross section of what's out there right now. Of course, we know what's right out there right now, generally speaking, and we know basically who's saying it. But is there any nuance? Is there any difference? I don't know.
Because AMC put out an offering. Let's jump right in. So to start, when I came to my desk in pre-market, we had already gapped down, right?
Nope.
It was because
Okay, real quick too. There are a few shorts in here that I just I mean, but everything should be new, relevant, pretty fresh, like from within the last, you know, few days. So n- unlike the actual short section, seems like in YouTube where they'll give you a short that's a year and a half old. What fucking good is that? Okay, anyway, continuing. Yeah.
AMC put out an offering. Let's jump right in. So to start, when I came to my desk in pre-market, we had already gapped down. Right? AMC was already gapping down. We had a huge harsh sell-off from, again, the previous close of like the 1360s. And immediately when I got to my desk, we were at $12, right? I just got to my desk right when this news kind of got released. And so on this kind of a drop, I knew there was some kind of news. So what I ended up finding out was that if, I go to bamsec.com, I type in the ticker, AMC, this is where you can see all their filings. And ultimately, they had a filing here today. Ironically, that exactly.
What is that site? Ban
424B5. If we look at the
Ban SEC,
this is
or
where
BAM SEC.
Their potential dilution and or share structure about their stock. Now, right here it says up to 40 million shares of A common stock. Class A common stock. If we scroll down here, we go down, right to where it shows this first box. Keep going. It was because AMC put out an offering. Let's jump right in. So to start, when I came to my
I don't know why this was posted on October 7th. That's pretty dumb. Okay.
What's going on, everybody? All right,
let's get back to something that makes more sense.
On the community page, simple yes or no. Look, I get emails every day on.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
My thoughts on AMC, what's going on with the price, how high will the stock price go? Can popcorn screw everybody? Are you still holding the stock? Is there any way for us to get a MOAS, no MOAS? If not a MOAS, what's going to trigger, what trigger? Yeah, you can't write back the emails to everybody. Remember, there were a lot of people in the AMC. So I put out a vote. You say, no, I don't do it. But I put out a vote. Do you want me to do a Monday through Friday, because I ain't covering that shit on the weekend, a Monday through Friday, like a midday AMC video? Just me taking a look at the stock, the price action, things that are going on, certain things that are going on, and then putting a video. There's nothing going on.
Oh,
like
market research.
Yeah, whatever. Something pops up, I could do it.
Somebody's doing market research.
Continue with what I'm doing. I'm very happy with landing on.
Who's doing market research here with using this stooge?
In 2014, Bitcoin was at 300 and change. AMC and XRP was a little fraction of it, but we were number 2.
Is Lou Satoshi?
That lawsuit. Now Bitcoin.
Are we looking at?
It is and where it's going.
Are we looking at?
Pump it up into the hundreds of thousands. Yeah, I have no fucking doubt in my mind that XRP is going to be worth at least a couple of $100 in a short time frame.
Okay. What's it like now? Like 50 cents?
Once all that money comes,
what a deal!
Over to Bitcoin with ETFs, they pump it up. Oh my God, the Bitcoin is 290,000. It's 300,000. Bitcoin 700,000. Yeah, what do you think XRP is going to be at? It's going to capture a lot of that market space as well. You don't understand. That's the thing about it, because we all got in.
You don't understand.
So a couple of hundred.
See, you don't understand.
That'll make
no. You don't understand.
I mean,
Who?
yeah, one of those things. But anyway,
Oh,
getting
so
back
he's
to
yeah,
AMC.
yeah, yeah, one of those things. Yeah,
You
so you're one of
decided and
those.
then
You're
you
one of those
revisit it.
fucks. No, no, you don't understand. Okay, see, you don't understand. We're talking about yada yada yada. Oh God. Oh Jesus.
Just do the vote. The vote.
Just do the
I'll take a
vote.
look at it tomorrow morning, and then I'll post it up or whatever, and that's it. If you want me to,
Post
I
that
still
shit
own it.
up.
So I mean, I'm still in it. But like I said,
I'm still in it. Yeah, we've heard
you
that.
decide, and that dictates
I've
what
heard that.
happens.
I've heard that
The other
before.
channel, Blue versus the Apocalypse, I'm having a blast with that and the interaction with people. And I feel like
It's ridiculous.
educating people in there.
It's hilarious,
As
though.
far as this channel, how we all started together, there's still a lot of us that are still caught into that thing. So you decide. It's not up to me. You decide. I
Caught in together, like the people that met in the park at one time in New York, like whatever.
Check it.
Now, now, I'm not gonna. I'm not even. I don't even think I'm. I definitely don't want to listen to that intro, but I just wanted to comment or highlight this title here. Follow the charts like a religion. It will lead to the promised land. Okay. Um, well, I guess kind of have to listen to like his comments on this, but maybe I can take out the goddamn intro.
Alright guys, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, and SPY, our main stocks that we be looking at. AMC, GME, and SPY. This is going to be your
Main stocks we be looking at.
on where I think the stocks are headed. This is the time of the week where I check out my old predictions last week, revisit it, and see if it was right or wrong. That way we become technical.
Oh, look. Oh, look at him. Oh, look at him. Now he's going back and revisiting his previous week picks or opinions or predictions. Interesting. Very interesting. Why is that interesting? Well, I did this a couple months ago on this clown, and it wasn't so great. But so I'm gonna guess that he had a good week. He's he's gonna go back and revisit his predictions. I would say he's probably right. At least I'd say he's probably 2 out of 3 or better if he's that chipper about doing this. Anyway, just hilarious. He's going to revisit last week's picks. Awesome.
Traders,
We got to go
see where we're doing,
a little
right?
faster,
And then go
though.
ahead and give you guys
I can't do 20-minute videos here.
The weekly candle print. What type of candle is going to be printed over the long period of time? So again, these predictions are extremely hard to get right because it's several days of predictions all in one, guys. So again, when I get these right, it's extremely
that's how weeks work.
Give you guys new predictions in this video without wasting any more time. Let's go ahead and
Jesus Christ.
with Data Zero. This is your weekly update and prediction. Your weekly update and prediction for AMC, DME, and SPY. This is going to be where
Is he in a different location?
Weekly last week and
No, I guess not. It's just different lighting.
What's up? You are back for another
Different
video
side
with
of the
Data Zero.
room.
This is your weekly update and prediction. Your weekly update and prediction for AMC, DME, and SPY. This is going to be where I give you guys a weekly update on the candle prediction. Again, this is going to be the weekly update on the candle prediction where I think the candles are going to be. Is it going to be a red week or is it going to be a green week? We're going to be looking at the stocks, the charts, the facts, the data, and deciding which it's going to be. This video is not financial advice and should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. With that being said, let's go ahead and review last week's predictions.
Okay, well that's what we're trying to do.
A green week for AMC, a green
That's what we're trying to do
for GME. So let's go ahead and see which ones we got right and which ones we got wrong, see where we went wrong, and then go ahead and move forward with new predictions. So AMC right on the money, AMC right on the money. As you guys can see, AMC with a beautiful green candle on the weekly prediction, and we can see that SPY did come out with a green.
So he's
prediction.
So he has
with a green candle on the weekly prediction, and GameStop. Unfortunately, I did get that one wrong with a red candle. We do have a red candle on GameStop.
Oh,
pull back to that 14.
That sucks.
1450 level, 1450 level. We did expect some downside from GameStop, but not this far, not this far. We did figure out where the support was going to be after we.
Why not? You didn't think GameStop would go down that far. Well, how far is that anyway? I don't even know. What does it say? What is that? I don't know. I
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying it? What are you saying? Huh?
Boy, Model 3 dude missed all that Tony Twit stuff. We tried to watch the memorial service, but it was about as intelligible as a the Snoopy cartoon, adults. That's what it sounded like we were listening to over here on the space call. But anyway, oh my God. All right.
Out that 14.
So he's got himself a little binary prediction metric, rubric, schedule, whatever you want to call it. He predicts whether it'll be green or red, and then he could be right or wrong. So it's very, very basic type of deal. But I mean, the thing is, like, it doesn't have to be about that. It doesn't have to be about that binary choice, which is like a 50-50, essentially, odd that you have, which you can certainly do. But I mean, if you look at it from a statistical standpoint, what does that get you? What does that really get you? That's not an edge over the house. So there are better strategies. That's all I'm saying. Better strategies and than just trying to be right or wrong on the direction, just literally on the direction of the market, whether it will close higher or lower in 1 week from now. That kind of stuff's traded on binary options exchanges like Nadex and a bunch of other unregulated illegal ones. And I'm not saying that it's not that there, that it can't be fun, at least in terms of a gambling experience, but that seems like what he wants to do.
40 was going to be the bottom, and I do think that is the bottom, but we did get that prediction wrong. So let's go ahead in the charts and see the new predictions and give you a new.
I mean, yeah, so he got the prediction wrong. Let me go back.
Unfortunately, I did get that one wrong. Green candle on the weekly prediction. So SPY with a green candle on the weekly prediction, and GameStop, unfortunately, I did get that one wrong with a red candle. We do have a red candle on GameStop. So GameStop did pull back to that 1414 or 1450 level. We did expect some downside from GameStop, but not this far. We did figure out where the support was going to be after we did break down and figure out that 1440 was going to be the bottom, and I do think that is the bottom, but we did get that prediction wrong. So let's go ahead in the charts and see the new predictions and give you a new weekly update and prediction on where I think we're going to be headed for AMC, GME, and game.
So he got the prediction wrong. He thought it was going to be green, I guess. I'm guessing he thought it was going to be green, but it was red. And then he said that, he didn't think it was going to, he saw some downside, but he didn't think it would go that low. But after it went that low, then he did some recalculations, and then he figured out that that was the bottom. So I don't know what this is some fucking like what the fuck? Great.
Starting off with SPY.
That's fucking fantastic.
Looking at SPY, giving you guys
wow,
prediction.
You're a fucking genius, bro.
As far as a weekly
motherfuck,
I think we're going to be printing. So.
Sorry, I'll shut up now.
Are concerned, guys. If you watch my video on Friday, I do think we're gonna have a continuation to the upside. I do think we're gonna have a continuation to the upside. In my personal opinion, basically right now what we're having on SPY is basically a bit of a bull flag. So if we go ahead and let's just go ahead and move this over here and drop this down, and then go ahead and take this. We're just gonna use these old lines since they are here and connect the points. You guys can see that we do have a bit of a breakout point for SPY. You can also see that it is set up on this orange line. So I would be expecting if this orange line were to hold as support, you're going to see a nice pop to the upside for SPY. Again, I repeat, if you see this orange line hold at support, you're going to see a move to the upside.
Come on, bro. Are you serious?
Like this, as it uses this orange line as support, seeing a pop to the upside, breaking out of this bull flag, seeing a pop to the upside here early in on the day of Monday. Now, guys, the market is not closed Monday. Okay, the market is not closed Monday. I know a lot of people are saying the market is closed Monday. I repeat, the market is not closed Monday. We will be open Monday. So, guys, go ahead and tune in this week, 9:15 a.m. for the live stream. I will be going live each and every day over the week.
What holiday?
Market bell open to bell close. So tune in to get live predictions and technical analysis on the fly.
Jesus.
Now, I do think we're going to be seeing a pop to the upside here on Monday and a continuation to the upside. What I believe is actually about to happen is a major bull trap is about to be set by SPY. So basically, you're going to see a recovery rally. Guys, you're going to see a recovery rally back to the upside on SPY. Basically, I do think this week is going to be green. My prediction for this week is a green week, guys. I do think we're going to see a green week on SPY. Okay, I think we're going to see a green week on SPY, and I did get last week right. I've been getting.
He says everything 3 or 4 times too. It's annoying.
Right as well for the last couple of weeks. The only one I did get wrong was GameStop, but I've been getting AMC and SPY, nailing them right on the head. And again, I do predict a green week for SPY here right now. You guys can see that we do have this.
He's so concerned about being right about those things, about those predictions. See, That's another red flag, and that's the wrong attitude to have. I'll just say it right straight up. That is the complete wrong way to look at this. This guy's a fucking clown. I'm done with him.
We do apparently have another AMC glitch. I always like to cover these glitches, quote unquote, in my videos and a half for over 2 years now. This is AMC. Did you see the glitch at 4:04 p.m. and apparently there was a massive amount of buying pressure for a split second. The bigger question is, will any of these other glitches that have been happening over the past few years ever be looked into? As of right now, it seems like no. But comment down below what you think is actually going on and why there are so many glitches with this one single stock. This ape says AMC in ape.
I mean, but with this one single stock, so many glitches with this one single stock. This so happens to be the one that you're looking at all the time. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You have no conception of anything, like in terms of what psychological factors are at play here. I mean, I don't know. This is just it's ignorant. It is completely ignorant. I gotta hear this again. I'm sorry.
We do apparently have another AMC glitch. I always like to cover these glitches, quote unquote, in my videos and a half for over 2 years now. This is AMC. Did you see the glitch at 4:04 p.m. and apparently there was a massive amount of buying pressure for a split second. The
massive amount of buying pressure. So this says September 12th, first of all. That says last updated September 12th, 2023 at 4:04 p.m. Okay.
Any of these other glitches happening over the past few years ever be looked into?
At 4:04 p.m. Did you see the glitch at 4:04 p.m.? I'm willing to bet there was no glitch. But this is from fucking over almost a month ago. September 12th, 4:04. Okay. I'll look into it. Well, I'll look into it later.
As of right now, it seems like no. But comment down below what you think is actually going on and why there are so many glitches with this one single stock. This ape says AMC in ape.
Jesus Christ.
$500 is not the MOAS. It's FOMO buying. $1,000 is not a MOAS. FOMO buying plus a few small family offices covering. $5,000 is not the MOAS. FOMO buying plus small family offices covering. $10K per share plus starts the MOAS.
Oh my dear God.
The MOAS, this ape says.
So this is from May. I mean, at least it's from this year, but this is from May. Like the purpose of these types of channels, buy the dips. This is formerly Benji, the human squeaky toy, which is fantastic in what Lynn said. Lynn, or she. So we have an open voice chat channel about to go up here in Telegram. And that has now taken place. It is open. So anyway, the purpose of these channels it seems to be to churn this old ass information and to regurgitate this bullish sentiment, like essentially. And it's, I don't know, it's pretty retarded, but.
So what I want you guys to do is comment down below. What's your real floor price at this time and how much would you actually sell for? Let me know in the comments. This ape says I think we're missing the big point. Court says no bankruptcy imminent, but CEO Adam Aron says bankruptcy is imminent. If this thing squeezes at 3.5 million per share, just like we all anticipated doing, Adam Aron can sell his fat position himself and pay off the debt. And I'm sure money be cran eating regards.
Oh yeah, because that's what would happen. Yeah, that's what would happen. The CEO would sell all of his shares for 3.5 million. I can't even say it per share, and then pay off the debt himself. Just pay off the debt himself. Just write a check because he'll have all this money. Like, okay.
A couple milli to help eliminate the debt as well, instead of hyper-focusing on whether AMC should dilute.
Yeah, and that's another, I'm sure many of you crayon-eating regards would donate a couple milli to eliminate the debt as well. if that is the case, if there are a lot of people that would actually agree with that statement, like in his intended audience, um, you're dealing with essentially uh, a an imminent mass self-destruction and loss of all of the quote unquote generational wealth that they would even acquire because you know if you wouldn't be if you actually worked or earned it, you wouldn't be just like, oh yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys wouldn't mind giving a couple $1 million so this bullshit company can pay off its debt because they are mismanaged it and gave out too many, CEO bonuses and whatever the fuck else, like with their 106-year-old business model, whatever. Um, that's just like for this reason, for many other reasons, for many reasons, these people are in a fantasy world. Here's one of them. This right here. This is I was almost about to highlight the statement, but can't do that. It's on a video, but you see what I'm saying. I'm sure many of that sentence, that in and of itself, to me, is an example of the self denouement of this thing. It debunks itself, because no, nobody would if you no, no, you just have no clue.
Not.
Okay,
Maybe
I'll
AIM
shut
should
up.
focus on all efforts of making this thing fly out of the stratosphere, because this is a play that's influenced by the forces to manipulate the markets, not the fundamentals of the business. Let's all agree on one thing: if AMC squeezes, we can pay off debt and our Lambos, not financial advice, of course. This ape says it's hard to feel sorry for those that still use Robinhood, but still. So just a word of caution, guys. When it comes to buying and selling stocks, do your own research and try to make the best informed decision you can when it comes to which brokerages you want to use and trust, and just please take that with a grain of salt. But this ape says picture says it all. Robinhood is shady AF. So today I exited my cash secure puts with a good profit and attempted to open a new AMC position. However, Robinhood didn't accept my order and displayed an error message and said, uh-oh, there's some unknown error. Try again later. I waited a bit and tried again, but the issue persisted. Frustrated, I decided to take a look at the API responses. Long story short, it turns out that the so-called unknown error isn't that unknown at all. In reality, Robinhood artificially limits the number of option contracts you can hold on AMC. Make sure to check out all these other videos.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad that they showed us the code. I'm glad they showed us the code and what the server replied with. I'm so glad that that was shown with empirical evidence that is verifiable, and because now I can believe that and just add it to the list of things that Ken Griffin has done to screw me right in the fucking goat ass out of my millions of dollars of generational wealth. And do you see what I mean with these clowns? Well, yes, of course. All right.
Listen, I did a video, I think 2 days ago, because somebody asked me, do I think there's going to be a settlement like AMC Bigums had suggested? And I've
settlement
feedback on it, and even
settlement.
Common sense investor, he believes that there's going to be a settlement. He believes that is a possibility.
I mean, that is
not just a common sense investor, but there's other people that believe that also.
Listen to how loud he's talking. You can hear him. You can hear his voice reverberating in this rotunda or wherever the fuck he is.
We don't think that's even possible.
Let me accentuate it.
Robbed and stole from us for so long that a lot of people aren't even concerned about the money anymore. Here's the thing. First of all, like I said in the previous video, there's too many different AMC shareholders with millions of different goals. There's some people who are going to sell at 100. There's some people who are going to sell at 500. There's some people who are going to sell at 1,000. There's some people who are never going to sell.
So he's using this, he's using this future tense language like will. There are some people who will sell, not would, or might think about, or, no, they will. So it means that Or does it mean that he expects this to happen? He expects this to happen, right? I mean, but I mean,
Do I think that's the case? I don't know. I don't really think that's the case. I don't really think that's the case.
I mean, Tony knew, right? Rest in
There's
peace.
some people who are never going to sell, and here's why.
They are never going to sell. They are never going to sell. And some of them are going to sell at this price. Listen,
Here's the thing. First of all, like I said in the previous video, there's too many different AMC shareholders with millions of different goals. There's some people who are going to sell at 100. There's some people who are going to sell at 500.
they are going to sell at 100.
1,000. There's some people who are never going to sell. There's some people who are never going to sell, and here's why. This situation has gotten so out of control
So out of control.
that a lot of retail investors, they consider the money gone. They consider the money lost, like they lost it at the racetrack, or they spent it on a vacation, or they spent it on education. But they consider
Well, those are
the
some,
money
yeah,
gone.
those are some
And all
equally, you know, important, quote unquote, wastes for money.
of has gotten so out of control that a lot of retail investors, they consider the money gone. They consider the money lost, like they lost it at the racetrack, or they spent it on a vacation, or they spent it on education, but they consider the money gone. And all they want right now is to see the bad actors brought to justice. There's a lot of retail investors that they don't even care about the money anymore.
Man, this is like you could do a movie about this clown. You know, here he's sitting at the train station or wherever the fuck this is, grocery store for all I fucking know. Disbarred lawyer, sees all this crime going on, can't do anything about it. But if he hadn't lost his license or something, you know, this would be a great story. You know what? I know what I'm doing. I gotta take a couple weeks off work anyway. I'm gonna write this short story here about this clown. I mean, based on the character. But question is, what ends up happening? Of course, and I don't know. So maybe I have to wait. But nonetheless, what an interesting quandary he's in. You know, he it sounds like he just described himself. I just heard it. Didn't you see it? Didn't it seem like he was just, you know, he's talking about all these millions of different people, right? And they all want different things. But then,
racetrack, or they spent it on a vacation.
but they all lost. You know, some of them consider I lost the money, like I'd lost it on my daughter's college tuition. You know,
They consider the money lost, like they lost it at the racetrack.
all these millions of people with different goals, but since they didn't achieve those goals, you know,
Or they spent
all right,
it on a
I lost.
vacation, or they spent it on education, but they consider the money gone. And all they want right now is to see the bad actors.
All he wants is to see the bad actors brought to justice. He's okay with having lost the money. He wants to see the bad actors brought to justice. And God damn it, if this had happened 25 years ago and he was still a lawyer, he would be the one. He would do it, but he can't. So here he is sitting in the train station making YouTube videos. I mean, you got to admit it's kind of an interesting little like quandary, you know. And what happens? Does he put on a mask and I don't know, like
A
anyway.
lot of retail investors that they don't even care about the money anymore. They care about justice. They care about fairness. They care about fixing our financial system. And if losing their AMC
But okay, all right,
money
losing their AMC money,
brings these bad actors to
losing their AMC money. Okay, but you could have lost your AMC money and not have been any worse off. You see what I'm saying? Nobody told you to put everything into one thing. And nobody who knows anything about any of this shit would do that, even if it did seem like a sure thing. Well, first of all, there are no sure things. There are no sure fucking things. I've said this for 2 years, especially in the stock market. You know, the thing that you think is the thing that is so obvious, it's obvious to everybody. It has become obvious to everyone that fill in the blank. Be prepared for a surprise. Just be prepared for a surprise. Not saying it's going to, but if you're prepared for a surprise, then you won't be surprised. But if you're if if you are convinced that it's so obvious that it's going to happen, that's when you stop paying attention and you get full of yourself and you make mistakes like this guy.
Justice and fixes our financial system and makes it fair and transparent.
Or could have been not been a greedy fuck and sold around $70 pre-reverse split. But, making it fair, making the financial system fair. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that there's not unfairness. I'm not saying that. But is it so bad? Is it so unfair that nobody, like everybody, I mean, it seems like, you know what? There's actually skill and knowledge that's involved. And you just said that there are 4 million or whatever, and the implication is that there's 4 million people. Okay. So yeah, you're going to get some people who are smart. You're going to get some people who are dumb as fuck. And you're going to get some people who are dumb as fuck on YouTube talking about dumb shit they have no fucking clue about, nor should they be talking about to anybody, including themselves. And I mean, I'm sorry. It's not personal. It is not personal. I'm sure this guy is a nice guy. I'm sure he's a decent fellow. But this is it's just garbage. It's just complete garbage. It is not relevant. It is incorrect in factual basis. It's incorrect conceptually. I mean, it's fractally wrong. If you want to come right down fucking to it, it is fractal wrongness. This whole fucking thing. And, just like these clowns have accepted that some of them, they say, he says, I don't even know if that's true, but they've accepted that they've lost the money, whatever. Now it's about something else. Okay, fine. All right, fine. I've accepted that, yes, Harley Pettis, 5 people for an audience. Yes, that, you know what? That good. I haven't checked, and I haven't really cared. But yeah, 5 people for an audience doesn't really matter to me because I know that I'm looking at this the right fucking way, and that this clown and everyone who follows him, and potentially you, again, it's not personal. I'm sure you're a nice person. I'm sure he's a nice person. I'm sure he's functional adult. But that doesn't mean that you can come into some activity, some business, some skill, and immediately master it and think that you can outsmart it. And when you don't get your way, that you can take them to court and that you're going to get a settlement and yada, 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 yada. No, sometimes you just fucking lose. That's the hard reality truth that is, that really needs to be reemphasized. Sometimes you're just wrong. Sometimes you just lose. Sometimes it's a good thing that you lose because that's when you learn. I mean, what's incredible to me is that there are 4 million people who are willing to stand up and put their names out there and say that they don't get that they don't understand that it's okay. Sometimes you lose, you learn from that, you move on. 4 million people apparently are such fucking sore, bitter losers that they have to make YouTube video after YouTube video every fucking day for over 2 years, blaming everybody else for something that they did, supposedly, if they even did it. They could just be saying they did just to, get ad revenue or whatever, but he's demonetized and I've never been. So if you're thinking it's about, oh, he's just latching on to this popular thing, you know, uh, as a parasite or whatever. No, no, I'm not making any fucking money. I should be doing other things right now, probably, but I'm not, because it is important. It is important that this be out there, because when you search for AMC, this is mostly what you get. It's mostly what you get. So I'm going to keep going here.
It's not financial advice, not legal advice for entertainment, educational purposes.
It's another one.
I say my opinion.
Yeah. Now he's quiet. Why are you so quiet? Oh, he's in a restaurant. All right, listen.
Actors are stuck in the AMC.
All right, here we go. This sounds seminal. This sounds like a seminal summary, concise of where are we at with this thing right now. Okay, okay, tell us.
It's a false narrative of the market, so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, the bad actors are stuck in the AMC play.
They're stuck.
Friday they had a 35 million volume, 35 million. That's double what they had the day before. They are under so much pressure, they don't know what to do. And on top of that, there's 50.
So the volume going up, being double what it was the previous day, which, I mean, how does that compare to the larger market in terms of volume ratio from Thursday to Friday? Is it the same? Is it? I don't know.
1,000 call options that are in the money. And like I tell every day, they sell more call options than there are shares available in AMC.
So, again, here's another great example. Let's call out some inane detail, some technical aspect of the market that is irrelevant. It doesn't matter, because guess what? You're not, those shares are not going to be exercised. They're not going to be exercised. And if they were going to be exercised, the pricing of the option would have priced you the fuck out of it. You would have been priced out of it. You would not be trading them. So it's like you don't understand the basics of how a market works. That's what it comes down to. He does not understand. The apes in general they don't understand trade. They don't understand commerce. They don't understand basic business principles. Okay, anyway. But yeah. Okay.
So if everybody exercised all their call options,
but they don't. If everybody exercised all their call options, well, first of all, you already have 80% of them that have been sold back for a profit, hopefully. So this is an invalid hypothetical. And besides, this is not how the system works. The system is not intended to. The system does not, in terms of institutionally or in terms of the regulation that governs how this business works, they're not thinking of it this way. They are not thinking about it this way because this isn't reality. Okay, just let me be clear about that. So it doesn't matter.
A very big problem. But
no, they wouldn't have a problem because he doesn't. they don't understand how a market works. Okay. What do you think the price fucking reflects? What do you think the price reflects? I mean, no, it should just be a lot so I can get rich, bro. Fuck
Just my
you.
opinion.
God
And I'm
damn.
not telling you to buy, hold, or sell any stock. That's not what I'm telling you.
Come
What I'm
on.
telling you is, even though they don't have the shares available, the brokers would credit your account with the shares. You would open up your portfolio, and it would say you have the right amount of shares, but those shares don't exist. And that's why we're having all these FTDs. And not just that,
Well, no, that's incorrect. That's where in the fuck do you get that from?
the shares,
Oh my God.
all their call options, they would have a very big problem.
Listen to this
And
garbage.
this is just my opinion. And I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell any stock. That's not what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is, even though they don't have the shares available, the brokers would credit your account with the shares.
Oh, so he's sitting there telling us in this covert location, which looks like, I mean, I don't know. It looks like it's, you know what it looks like? It looks like, I don't know if they have these, but it looks like anymore. It, re- it looks like the restaurant that would used to be in Macy's or like, what was the other one that we had? Well, we had Elder Beerman in Ohio, but like a department store restaurant diner. Um, like high ass ceilings, exit signs, you know, like just over here is like women's dresses, Bloomingdale's. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Probably it. Um, so he's sitting here in the diner or the bistro, I guess, in Bloomingdale's, telling us, well, see, if everybody were to do this, they would do this, see? And like, what? And that would be fucked up, see? Like, what are you talking about?
You would open up your portfolio, and it would say you have the right amount of shares, but those shares don't exist.
Okay, but you could sell them for whatever the current market price was, and you would get money, you would get cash money. So what what the fuck are you talking about? They're trying to make it about some cat and mouse game about how many shares there are and how many should be trading, but it's not like that. It's not a physical product. There is no physical product being traded. It's equity. And that they don't understand that. That's what I mean. They don't understand the basics of what they're talking about, what they're attempting to do. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. And I can't believe 2 fucking years later, I have I don't have to, but I choose to listen to this fucking idiot go on and on and on and on like he's talking about fucking toilet paper in 2020 when there's a shortage of toilet paper, making it seem like somebody is magically, creating toilet paper out of thin air and selling it to people so that they can wipe their ass with it. That's not what's happening. That is not what's happening. And if you don't understand, if you can't see why there's a difference, then I don't understand how in the fuck you can adult, to be honest. Like that's how, because this is how money works too. This is how money works. Shares of stock are more like money than they are toilet paper, even though at the end of the day they are worthless and you could wipe your ass with them. I just came up with that, I think. But it's essentially true. There is no inherent value. It's given by the market. It's given by what other participants are willing to pay or to accept for that security, and that's it. Like that's it. And of course, now there is no physical share of any kind. Um, there is no certificate. There's a ledger. There's an electronic ledger entry, it, and it's not even in your name. it is in the broker's name. So the brokers have accounts at the master holder of all records, and they just get moved around in their system, which to me is really brings up, see, if these people wanted to affect change, they have plenty of avenues to go down that don't involve them getting rich or, sticking it to the man or anything like that, but just asking simple questions like, for example, all right, we know that the DTCC uh, handles up clearing and settlement of all the trades. So they are the ones who change the account, debit or credit accounts at brokers, uh, who, they manage their aggregate position in each security, right? So the DTC handles that. It all happens internally there, presumably in their computer system, right? Okay, so I'm just spitballing here, but for example, is it? What about asking the question? All right, so why does it take then? And also the financial system, monetary system, money, Federal Reserve works electronically. Most payments are made electronically, digitally, not with cash. In other words, in some representative format, like mostly electronic, right? So that's also already there. So why does it take 2 days for shares to trades to settle? Why do we have all these delays in getting data? Why is it, like these types of things? The technology is there, but you have a patchwork quilt of systems. You have 13 exchanges, all with different yada, yada, yada. You have these security information processors. You have these data providers. You have all these brokers. Like, okay, I get that the system started, it started out as this and it was added on to, and, da 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 da. And for a long time, we didn't even have a federal regulatory agency or any regulatory agency overseeing it. It was an unregulated business in 1929, for example. And then it was regulated sort of like um, ostensibly by, by a businessman and, business magnate. Like he was, so it's always kind of been a little bit of a joke. But I mean, now you're at a point where, things are different. We have, um, for example, like civil rights, um, things like that. We live in a more, what is it? More conscientious um, type of time. Now, not everything's out in the open. Of course, there's still shit that, but more and more corruption and things like that are being less tolerated, perhaps. So anyway, I'm just saying, all right, you claim to have learned about how this works. Um, why don't you look at it and see, okay, this is how it's set up, but is there potentially a better way? Now, I also know, of course, yes, the way things are the way they are to protect the status quo, so that the people who have been in control will remain in control. And I understand that, and I'm not trying to upset that apple cart. Now, when I was younger, right? Maybe you have those types of thoughts or whatever, but of course you don't know as much, so you don't, it never gets there, never gets to that point. Um, maybe it does now. I don't know. 30 years ago it didn't. But anyway, um, why is it like this? Why is it so fragmented? Why is there different priority of data? Why this, why that? Instead of focusing on, well, the short volume is insanely high today or whatever, and you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't, first of all, you don't know if it's high. Secondly, you don't know what it means if it's high. Third, you don't even know what it is, to begin with and what it represents, which takes me back to the very first thing that we talked about in this stream, which was this chart, this version of the AMC chart that I mentioned. And, you know, what is it that we are looking at here? Because it shows AMC over here on the right, but I don't know if anybody caught that I've got the candles actually hidden up here. This is not the this is a like a lower indicator window. So how about if I do this? So we're looking at something that mirrors AMC, sort of, right? Now, I don't know. Marantz, you out there? You paying attention? Probably not. Well, just pay attention and rewatch the video a few times. You'll get it. All right. Um, yeah. So we got something that sort of mirrors the price more or less. And just like we said before, and I'm going to do this. I'm just going to squeeze it and move it up just a little bit, so it's kind of more centered here with the other one closer to it, I suppose. No, that really didn't help much, did it? I guess it did a little bit. Anyway, so we can zoom in and kind of get a little bit more resolution, or we could even go weekly, possibly, and see where these larger kind of things are happening, and it kind of correlates with the price. Weekly, of course, is going to be, a little bit less like one-to-one correlation because, you're talking about 7 days. But here, you can see it. Absolutely. Now, is it perfect? No, but and let's go to some place like June 2nd, 2021. So here it is right here. But notice that on this orange line chart thingy, the peak of it's actually higher on the 27th of May, right here. So remember, this was Memorial Day weekend. So you had Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe. I believe that it was open on Friday, but it was closed on Monday. Would have been the 31st, right? So, excuse me. So it's a little bit shifted. It's a little bit shifted. Let's see about in January, because these are the biggest spikes that you can look at here. And this one, so there's the 27th, but you get the spike in the orange line on February 1st. So it's kind of like 3 days later, right? Or 4 days later. No, 2 days later. Did I do the wrong line? Did the wrong line. Oops, did the wrong line. Need a vertical line. Yeah, so 2 days later. 2 days later. Okay. Hmm. So it's a little bit shifted, but in terms of where these rises and falls happen, here's a good one. Oh, here's a great example. Look at this. That's fantastic. Look at that. March 22nd. Was this when APE was announced or something? I forget. I don't know. So I don't know. There might be some people out there that would think that this is on balance volume that we're looking at down here, but it's not. It's not on balance volume. Definitely not on balance volume. But the volume part's right. Volume part's right. All right.
And that's why we're having all these FTDs.
All right. I'm going to come back here.
Even though they don't have the shares available, the brokers would credit your account with the shares. You would open up your portfolio and it would say you have the right amount of shares, but those shares don't exist. And that's why we're having all these FTDs. And not just that, the cost of borrow dropped. They got 2.4 million allegedly counterfeit shares available to short at 1.1% interest rate. Absolutely outrageous. And on top of that, allegedly, 18 million shares were shorted yesterday. 18 million shares were shorted yesterday. Where did these shares come from? You know, it's like a magic trick out of thin air. All the market makers do is print the shares on the computer, collect the money from the brokers, and credit our account with the shares that do not exist. But
what?
I believe that their
Here we go.
Ponzi scheme.
Here we go with the wow. See, look at all the fraud they're engaging in. Which, by the way, Donnie, you're engaging in fucking absolutely. I mean, in slander. I mean, this is ridiculous. You have no clue. So you don't understand it. You just say that this is counterfeit. That's so ignorant. That is so fucking ignorant. Fortunately, I think a lot of people understand how ignorant this fucking shit is. I would like to have that faith tonight.
Shares that do not exist. But I believe that
here comes the hope.
It's coming to an end because your liquidity is drying up, and because, like I told y'all in the previous video, the dealers, now that they know that they could be civilly liable, and if they could be civilly liable, guess what? I was thinking about it. They could be criminally liable also. They could be criminally liable also. Because even though what the judge ruled was a civil case, it can be transferred over into criminal liability also with the right prosecutor and the right judge. So these broker...
Oh, yes. And you know what? There's going to be no shortage, no pun intended, of prosecutors and judges who are going to be willing to hypothetically, allegedly, supposedly, part Ken Griffin's ass into criminal court. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Dealers have to be very, very concerned, not just about losing money and being involved in multiple lawsuits, but the fact that they could be incarcerated. From not gatekeeping these bad actors. The bottom line is this. As far as I'm concerned, AMC is about to squeeze.
No.
And
what you're saying is for not babysitting your toddler asses. I mean, essentially, that's what you're saying. Because we still haven't even seen any evidence of any fucking crimes. Supposedly. The only evidence of crimes is your fucking stupidity. Your inability to adapt and change and, go with where evidence takes you. Which let me tell you is not the same place that it took a lot of people in 2021. I mean, that's the bottom line. That is the bottom fucking line. Now, listen to him say, oh, there's going to be a short squeeze. And while I'm that, I'm going to find the video that Manuel wants me to watch. He wants us to watch.
These bad actors.
I want to watch it.
The bottom line is this. As far as I'm concerned, AMC is about to squeeze. And the reason it's about to squeeze is not because of Taylor Swift, not because of Beyonce. but because they're running out of liquidity and they know
It's drying up.
end up in handcuffs and they don't want that. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think the bad actors are running for the hills? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.
Not because of Beyonce. Sorry, Beyonce.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's been a really long time since.
Okay, so this one was one that Manuel sent to us. This is from September 23rd. So a couple weeks ago. All right.
On here, so I just wanted to hop on real quick and just kind of update everybody where I am and what I'm doing and what I plan on doing. And you know, I guess first we'll start with AMC. AMC was my squeeze play. AMC was my life-changing money. AMC got its ass kicked when Ape was dropped. When Ape was announced, I said this is bad. We were so close. That was the closest we ever were. We were running up. We were close to $30, and then he dropped Ape, and you know what happened then. So then we start rising back up, and everything gets back to okay.
Of course we do.
Happen again.
We told you what would happen.
Sweater Boy.
I think
he's gonna
these guys here in chat told you what was going to happen.
Do a reverse split, and as soon as that was announced, I said that's it. He's going to drop tons of shares, and it's all over. And it's exactly what happened. I was criticized when Ape came out, and I said this is bad, and people said, "Oh, this is going to cause the squeeze. This is going to cause the MOAS." Well, that didn't happen. And then the same thing. When the reverse split came out, everybody started all of a sudden talking about this being a fundamental play. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't care about AMC theaters. You know, I never really went.
Came for the squeeze, left when it came to fundamentals.
I was never in this for a fundamental play. This was a squeeze play. This was life-changing money.
Some people came for the squeeze and stayed for the fundamentals. Other people left.
Where I am right now is I'm actually holding on to this as if it is a fundamental play because I have no choice. I'm down 96% on my investment.
Sorry.
What am I going to sell? At that kind of loss, what's the point? You know? $15,000, I'm negative, and it's just, you know, what am I going to sell for? $600? That's just not worth it. I'd rather just leave it there, let, you know, whatever happens to the stock, hopefully it goes back up a little bit, and I get a number where I can at least get some.
You could like make that back. You could.
So that's where I'm at. That's where.
If you had actually.
I want to apologize to anybody.
Okay, your apology will come next, but I mean, you know, my comment is this, and you know, this is just my opinion, man. So whatever, right? But focusing on that one thing fucked you in more ways than one. Not only did you lose the money, you didn't learn anything. You learned nothing. You could have lost a lot less money and learned a lot more, which would ultimately be way better. Right? So that's why it's better to have a lot of different things going on rather than one thing with all of your resources in it. Because if you drop that basket, then you lose all your eggs. That's really kind of key in this whole thing. So, all right. Now, continuing.
Buddy, whoever listened to me when I said AMC is going to be life-changing money, it would have been, it should have been. Watch the movie Dumb Money, and you'll see what it could have been, what it should have been, and you know.
Hang on, I got to go back. I had an audio glitch there.
When I said AMC is going to be life-changing money, it would have been, it should have been. Go watch the movie Dumb Money, and you'll see what it could have been, what it should have been, and.
You mean what it was? You mean what it was, but not for you? In other words, I mean, I'm really confused. I'm really confused by this. This is so odd. This is Uncle Rico, right?
Times 20, and you know, it would have been that times 20. But you know, the guy in the sweater He didn't want that to happen. This was never about a squeeze for him. It was for us. And now it's just hold on and let the fundamentals kick in and try to get out. So what I'm doing is exactly that. I'm going to, let Taylor Swift go in there in AMC and try to boost things up a little bit. Just get a number where I can get out with some kind of money that I could just invest into something else. I am going more crypto now than I will be in the stocks.
Indeed,
I do have
James.
one stock that I play all the time. I'm still playing, and that's Mara, M-A-R-A, the big
Good.
company.
Great choice.
I'm buying puts on it right now and killing it. Obviously with, crypto kind of tanking a little bit right now. I also taking advantage of the lower prices. I think anything under $10 on Mara is a buy, because as you can see, just a couple of weeks ago, it was up to $19. It's
all right. Well, I don't care about all this
all the time.
I don't care. That's a lot of that's a lot left there. But yeah, I'll just scan through
XRP. I will put a link.
XRP.
But I'll leave all that down in the description for you guys.
XRP. That sounds like the new AMC. I'm just going to be honest here. It sounds like the new big scam.
Tweet. You can go on my Twitter and see it. Basically attacking Adam. And
attacking Adam.
You can go on.
All right.
Going back and forth, and I have.
Let me find it.
I had a couple other sites, but I no longer can buy, so I've transferred it over. But I'll leave all that down in the description for you guys who are interested in XRP. Other than that, guys, I don't really miss the YouTube because I don't miss the little comments going back and forth, and I haven't been on Twitter since the reverse split was announced. I made my last tweet. You can go on my Twitter and see it. Basically attacking Adam, and just saying what a piece of shit he is.
Rage quit.
Despite that some of you people still think that he is a silverback or your leader, he does not care about us as retail investors. I literally got a free popcorn from him and lost 97% of my investment because of him. So if you guys are going to sit here and
because of him,
go right ahead. I don't need to hear that anymore. Oh, Adam,
because of him.
I don't want to hear it. That's why I haven't been on here. So again, that's what I'm doing as far as stocks, money, and crypto. From now on, I'm going to be turning my YouTube experience to my cooking. Lately, I've been loving barbecuing, and I've been dabbling in sandwich making and just.
I mean, honestly, that's awesome.
And stuff like that. And I'm going to probably start.
That is awesome.
My own fun, just something to do, and upload them. And if anybody wants to watch, feel free. If anybody's got any ideas on some really cool sandwiches or things like that I can.
What a twist! What an unexpected ending this ended up being. I'm glad that I
pretty soon. Other than that, guys,
kept going on it.
Again, if you're in AMC, just get a number and get out. I know we're all upside down, and it's not our fault. It's Adam's fault.
Oh man,
he did nothing for us, guys. He really did nothing for us.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, though, cooking is a good move. I agree, but with now taking into consideration what he just said, that may not work either for him. I don't know.
Upside down, and it's not our fault. It's Adam's fault.
Wrong.
He did nothing for us, guys. He really did nothing for us. But we did a lot for him. We saved that company. We saved it. Because without retail, there would be no AMC right now. Okay? It would be dead. And we saved it.
I don't think there's any evidence to support that conclusion. I don't think there's any evidence to support the idea that if retail investors hadn't tried to create a short squeeze, the company would be out of business. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that, but there's a lot of other companies this did not happen in, and we're not talking about them because they didn't go out of business, because why would they go out of business? Yeah, they got impacted by the pandemic. Everybody did. So, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It screams narrative, unfortunately. And he's still attached to that part of the narrative because he still believes that the squeeze should have happened and that it would have been tantamount to winning state. They would have won state if only he had sold at 70.
We got no appreciation for it. Oh, I can't say that. I got a free popcorn. I think I got a free slushy one time. Free pop.
Well, didn't you learn something from all of this? I mean, that's all
Popcorn free slushy.
that's all you
Can't
can
do it,
say.
you know, I spent about $15 to $17,000 total. I guess if you count the couple options that I bought here and there, probably about like 17.
Jesus.
So in $17,000, I got a free popcorn and a free slushy. Now that right there, that's value. So anyway, guys, good luck with whatever you do.
I mean,
the stock market is.
I mean, how about taking, I don't know, $600 or $800 and turning that into 15, turning that into 15. Totally doable. I mean, so, and really, in just a couple moves, but you got to know what you're doing. You have to have failed and fucked up and lost a lot of money beforehand, to teach you how to do that. But if you've already lost 15 grand, holy shit, you should have something to show for it, other than I'm going to buy Mara and go talk about cooking. So I'm not sure how in the fuck I feel about this.
Is corrupt beyond belief. It's not getting any better. It's only getting worse.
Especially this.
Now that right there, that's value beyond belief. It's not getting.
Oh shit.
Anyway, guys, good luck with whatever you do. The stock market is corrupt beyond belief. It's not getting any better. It's only getting worse. Crypto is the future.
Because crypto is not corrupt. Is that the implication? Is that what he's saying? I mean, but hold on a second,
Hold
though.
just a second there, Professor. We fixed the glitch.
Yeah. So crypto is not. It's no longer corrupt. They fixed the glitch.
A risk, don't buy high.
It's always a risk. Everything. Yes. The stock market is risky.
Don't buy into. Don't listen to your favorite YouTubers telling you to.
There you go. There you go.
There's one guy out there that pushes XRP.
Lou.
Don't buy because he did. Buy because your research. I'm buying XRP because
the problem is, and now you're going to tell us why, to influence us.
See that countries are, looking into it and going to start, utilizing it. So that's why I'm buying XRP. Plus it's cheap,
Oh, other countries. Great.
50 cents a coin.
Which other countries?
Even if it's 3
why?
Coin in the future.
What are they going to use it for? Why the fuck do you care?
Guys, you do you. I'm going to do me. I'm going to start cooking. I'm going to start showing you guys that.
Good. I look forward to that.
Again, anybody who did listen to me in the past about AMC, I'm sorry. I truly am. It wasn't supposed to be this way, and it's not my fault. It's not your fault. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to anybody who didn't listen to me, but you listened to somebody else or took a chance or saw what happened with GameStop and said, I'm going to do this. I'm sorry, because we lost so much. And I know there's people out there. For me, losing 17K, that's like, some people pocket change, but to me, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
lost 170,000. There's people out there who lost 600,000. There's people that lost millions in this play. People that have lost their homes, their cars, and their family over this play.
Is that true?
It's sad.
Where's that? Where are all those people?
All right, guys.
Chronicling their losses. I want to talk to them. But I mean, I can tell that he's heartfelt. I know it seems like his heart's in the right place. It does. However, the thing is, there was no way that it ever was supposed to be. And in fact, you should have assumed that it would have turned out just like this. And that's where they fucked up. Because it was a sure thing. All of the data, all of the everything points to this is going to happen. It became obvious. It was so obvious to him that he put $17,000 into it. And guess what? It was obviously wrong. It was obviously wrong. And here's the thing. Here's the problem I have with this apology. Well, not the apology. I mean, that's nice. That, of course, yeah. I would feel terrible if something like that happened, which is why I don't pump fucking stocks. And I tell people the message is do your own, not just do your own research, but seek to understand things before certainly before you start talking about them and trying to influence other people, but also for your own decisions too. But, you know, the thing is, what he should be sorry about is even lacking the self-knowledge, lacking the self-control, lacking the discernment, the judgment to know that A, I don't know if this is a sure thing or not. I understand that people out there think this and that they're saying it, but is it true? He just jumped straight to the conclusion and believed it and didn't question it to the tune of 17 grand. Number one. Number two, not only that, he felt so confident that he created a platform to influence other people so that they could do the same thing without fully understanding it clearly, because he thinks that it was supposed to be a different way. So this is just my analysis here. I mean, who am I? I'm some asshole, in Ohio. So whatever, but I mean, at the end of the day, you know, that's what it is. That is what it is. You have to take responsibility for every fucking thing that happens in this game. Otherwise, you'll never learn. You'll blame somebody else. You'll keep losing, and eventually, you'll just leave and you won't come back, and you'll talk bad about it, and you'll be anti, because really, I mean, really comes down to ego. You have to get rid of your ego. And accept that losses are part of the game, even huge ones, unconscionable ones. And sitting there blaming the cashier, that's essentially, if you think about it, that's essentially what some of these people are doing. Is that type of thing, that concept. They're blaming the cashier for the product that they bought in the store being broken or defective or damaged or whatever. They're blaming the store manager, because they got hit in their car turning out of the store's parking lot. This is more analogous to this situation than anything in the stock market itself. I mean, for real. For real. You didn't look both ways before you turned out, or somebody else broke the law. Yes, yes, yes. But there will be physical evidence. We'll get to the bottom of it, and whoever is responsible will take responsibility. Or your insurance is going to pay for yours. Your insurance is going to pay for yours. That's why we have insurance. And in the stock market, that is the rest of our portfolio, or a hedging instrument, or, the fact that we didn't put 100% into one thing. So, this is a step in the right direction, but unfortunately, he's, I mean, I'm not trying to judge anybody, whatever. I mean, this guy could be, he could have made, $1 million on Nvidia, between then and now, for, like, seriously. So who knows? But I just don't think that, not really the yeah, you get it. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, okay. This one might be interesting. Okay. But I mean, I do actually,
Oh, that's so fucking corny. You need to just buy more shares with your $200. Okay. All money needs to go to AMC. Keep in mind, we are battling trillionaires, okay? Keep in mind of that. You can't just buy a few shares, hold, and think it's all good and everything else is going to fall into place. This isn't, now mind you, this play is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Now, it could get there quicker if everybody was to be putting all their eggs into this. The only monies that you should be spending is your livelihood as far as your survival, okay, with bills and stuff like that. Also, AMC shares. Instead of blowing your money on super chats, you need to be blowing your money on the AMC shares, okay?
Wow, that was rather pumpy. Holy shit. Do I have this sped up? Yeah, it's sped up. Okay. So it's going to be a slightly longer pump. You get the whole minute now instead of 30 seconds.
No, that's so fucking corny. You need to just buy more shares with your $200, okay? All money needs to go to AMC. Keep in mind, we are battling trillionaires, okay? Keep in mind of that. You can't just buy a few shares, hold, and think it's all good and everything else is going to fall into place. This isn't, now mind you, this play is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Now, it could get there quicker if everybody was to be putting all their eggs into this. The only...
What did we just say? What did we just say about that? What did we just say about that? Holy motherfuck. I mean, this, yes, and this is the person you want to listen to. Yes.
Was to be putting all their eggs into this. The only monies that you should be spending is your livelihood as far as your survival, okay, with bills and stuff like that. Also, AMC shares. Instead of blowing your money on super chats, you need to be blowing your money on the AMC shares.
Well, I mean, I guess he has a point. Both of them are a complete waste of money that get you nothing. But, I mean, imagine, first of all, the nerve of somebody. You should not be, you should do this. You should do, here's what you do with your money. Fuck you, as they say. No, no. Investing is not a team sport. Trading is not a team sport. You don't, this is not what it is. This is not what it is. Now, also, it's it's also not really like the FBI tagging the FBI. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But he also said, yeah, the trillionaires, we're battling trillionaires. Mm-hmm. Right. Um, Now, the thing is, the people that listen to this guy and think that he has something to add and offer to the world, they don't know that, and they aren't gonna find out. So, you know, that's one thing that I've learned through the you know through the process of this channel. These people don't know, and they do not care, and they will not go find out, even if you have it laid out in front of them, like I'm attempting to do tonight with short volume. And we're going to get back to that in a minute. Promise.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Wow. Creative investor pumping out the vids. Okay. This is the one I was looking for earlier. I couldn't find it. I forgot his name. Here's another. So to wrap up this segment here um, about these AMC pumpers is one of the new whiz kid, young pumpers here, coming from a bedroom with galaxy lights in the back, um, um, and it's vulgar, it's probably going to be vulgar, so just FYI. But I suppose if you're sensitive to that, what the fuck are you doing on my fucking channel? All right, So it's Mikey's Money. All right. The title is Adam Aron just said this about AMC. AMC stock short squeeze is here. Very typical type of title for the AMC grifter. So I mean that title could have been from 2021, could have been from 2022, and it obviously is from this year. So, but I mean seriously, that title could have been from any of those times. So far, I'm not seeing it. All right. I'm gonna shut up and let him talk. Go a little fast here.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about what Adam Aron just tweeted about AMC. He already made 2 tweets about this in the past day. This is just going to send AMC stock way higher than it's already gone on Friday. But before we do get into what Adam Aron just said, make sure to go down and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I make AMC videos every single day updating you about AMC stock and everything around it. So let's go ahead and dive into AMC stock real quick. So Friday was an absolutely insane day. We went up over 12% on the news that Taylor Swift sold over $100 million worth of pre-sales in tickets. And this is just tickets alone. AMC from $8.26. I mean, we're up.
Okay, so let's stop right there. So, well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to stop it. I'm just going to do my,
like
work.
$7, which was its all-time low, but we're still down 90% in the past 2 months. Why are we still down 90%? Before the reverse split, before the conversion, we would still be trading at 90 cents. I do believe by the end of this week, this is not financial advice whatsoever, I do believe by the end of this week we will be trading over $20, just my personal opinion.
$20. Okay.
$8, $9. I will continue to buy at $10. I still think that AMC is really low. It looks like
$20 by the end of the week.
On my channel, if you have been watching my videos, I have been saying that ever since Adam Aron diluted the stock back about a month ago, we dropped down 50% that day, and then we have been just going up and down, and then it started getting more narrow right here. I said we're going down by a lot or up by a lot, but how are we going to go down when Taylor Swift is coming to theaters? Of course, it was so easy to predict. If you would have bought a call right here, you'd be up by so much right now. And I do believe that tomorrow morning we are going to break $10, possibly 15. We're looking at 50 to 100% gains this week on AMC stock, but it could potentially be way more. If we were to go back to $50, which we were trading only a couple weeks ago, we would be looking at 500% gains. With Taylor Swift coming to AMC, I would.
I don't know. Do you want? I don't know. We're gonna look at the futures here in a minute, but you know. Yeah. All right.
I wouldn't doubt a 500% gain on this play. Just my personal opinion, not financial advice. But let's go ahead and look at what Adam Aron just tweeted today and yesterday. Before we do get into what Adam Aron tweeted about Taylor Swift today on October 8th, let's go ahead and look at what he said yesterday. I didn't get to go over this in yesterday's video because he did tweet it a little later. He tweeted yesterday at 6:30 p.m. He said, AMC's Taylor Swift countdown, 6 days to go. The Eras Tour opens October 13th at all US and Europe AMC theaters. We said this week that the world's theaters already sold $100 million of tickets. Most people booked the day before or day of their theater visit. What a coup for AMC. AMC did jump up 12% on Friday based on the news of Taylor Swift going over $100 million in pre-sales.
Chicken coop.
Our CEO is tweeting about it. I think this is just.
Do you think it was one of Tony Franzetti's chicken coops?
Gonna send our stock to crazier heights. Of course, he tweeted about this on the weekend while the stock is closed. I think on Monday we are going to see insane rips. I don't think it's too late to buy a call on AMC. My personal opinion. Look at what he tweeted today just 30 minutes ago. He said AMC's Taylor Swift countdown, 5 days to go. This guy's just gonna be tweeting every day about Taylor Swift. 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, just new things. Today he said something more insane. The Eras Tour opens October 13th at all US and Europe AMC theaters. Attend the movie at our US theaters and get an 8x10 mini poster absolutely free.
Oh wow.
We printed an ample quantity, but they will go quickly. So he's just promoting this even more. All Taylor Swift fans, hundreds of millions of fans, are going
Model
to
3 dudes not having it.
Absolutely insane. Everyone go look at Adam Aron's Twitter. I mean, go follow him if you haven't already, but I think he's going to be tweeting every day till the Taylor Swift countdown. If y'all don't know by now, I've been saying this on my channel. I am going to be filming a video in my AMC parking lot on October 13th, the day Taylor Swift comes out.
Oh boy.
I'm going to make an insane video for you guys, and I do believe that this whole week, these next 5 days, are going to be positive for AMC. All green days, 10, 20% each day. We might just see a bull run consistently go up. We might rip 100% in one day. Who knows? This guy just also commented underneath. Yep. Short selling Adam Aron goes and just freaking boom, smacks that freaking bastard with a guitar. Adam Aron just killing that bastard. It's just a freaking meme. Aron's tweet, and this was only 30 minutes ago. Look, this guy put these posters also available. CEO Adam Aron, the Eras Tour. Look at that sick bastard. Perfect timing with the bonds market closing tomorrow. Black Swan War. Let's go. I literally googled this. This guy put this underneath Adam Aron's Twitter account on this tweet that I just talked about. He looked up, is the stock market open on Columbus Day? The bond markets will close on Monday, October 9th for Columbus Day, but the New York Stock Exchange will remain open. That means AMC is going to be actively trading tomorrow after all this news. What do you think is going to happen? Go check out my last video if you haven't already. AMC is going to make people rich. I talked about AMC when it was at its all-time low. I've been talking about AMC for over a month now. It's going to be insane, guys. I hope you all enjoyed just this quick little update on what Adam Aron just said about AMC and about AMC stock. I mean, AMC stock is still trading below $1 before the split. In my opinion, it's still a good buy. I really think this is going to major heights. The MOAS might possibly happen these next 5 days. Not financial advice, just my personal opinion. I do have over $7,000 invested in AMC, and a lot of people are hating me saying, screw you, Mikey, you could just be saying that. I could say I own all of AMC. Well, like I said, I've been saying this on my channel. When we do hit 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 apes, 1,000 AMC investors on my channel, we're currently at 427. I will be going over every time I bought and sold AMC. So make sure to go down and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, only like 20% of the people watching are actually subscribed, but I do appreciate every single one of you that has subscribed. I hope you enjoyed this little update once again. I might post like 2 AMC videos tomorrow because I know Monday morning Columbus Day is going to be insane. So stay tuned for that.
And he doesn't have school, I guess. I don't know.
I'm buying the div.
Here we go. Come on, push it. Buy the div. Buy the div.
Oh God. Ugh. All right. Anyway, no school tomorrow, apparently. All right. Did I watch Morantz react to getting roasted? I listened to a little bit of it. I was out of town for work last week, and one of the nights I kind of was listening to some stuff, but I haven't really in earnest. No, to be honest. So maybe which one is the better one? Yeah, that music. I watched a little bit of it. I want to look at his. Hold on just a second here, guys. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that would probably be better. And you know, I don't want to I don't want to give him too much attention, to be honest. It just like it's so bad, and I know all this stuff is, but it's just there's no reason to actually rebroadcast it. But we'll definitely I'll watch Strongman's because I did watch that night. Yes, I did. So let me get that here. And while I'm getting this queued up here, I'm going to come back to oh yeah, it was probably a live stream, wasn't it? Yes, sir. I'm going to come back to this chart and go ahead and reveal that what we're looking at down here is the FINRA reported AMC short volume. I repeat, it's the AMC short volume. And so here's another way of verifying that or getting a clue that when the apes clamor about the short volume being high and how it's a bad thing and how it represents fraud and crime. Do they they are self-aware then, I guess, huh? They do realize that they were the ones pumping this. I don't think that's what they mean. You know, I don't. Tony, where are you? Where are you, Tony?
Do I think that's the case? I don't know. I don't really think that's the case. I don't really think that's the case.
No, I don't think it's the case either. Because what we know to be the case is that, and I'm not going to go through this. I've gone through it before in detail. I have a video, an actual video about it on this channel, but we know that essentially short volume is long. And, you know, this chart right here on this squeeze metrics report is very handy. And it tells you that if the investor buys, the market maker sells. Well, of course, we know that. But the sale is reported as short. If the investor sells, the market maker obviously buys, and the sale is reported as long. And we've been through why this is and how this works and what it means. The market maker fills the investor order by facilitating the trade by shorting shares. Thus, short volume is actually representative of investor buying volume, and non-short volume is representative of investor selling volume. And what they did was they looked at stocks and they showed this correlation like universally. So, and we know that this is how the market making business works. But I liked looking at it here. And actually, you know, if you wanted to even be more direct, right, you could put it on the same pane, and you can see the spikes line up for the most part. Why don't they line up exactly? Well, you have a settlement period in there. And so that is going to shift things a little bit, potentially. But I mean, but look at this correlation. It's beautiful, isn't it? When you have the spikes in short volume, it lines up with almost perfectly with all of the pumps. All of the big green candles happen when there's a spike in short volume. So that's what we've been trying to say. That's what we've been trying to get people to realize, that the bigger point here is that you don't know what you're talking about, essentially. And if something like this is the exact opposite of what most people believe, yet they're unwilling to acknowledge it or even look into it, you got to wonder, okay, what the hell else do they believe, number one? But then you have to just come to the realization that they're just totally fucked. Unfortunately, I mean, like this is the market. This is a great microcosm for how complex and illogical these markets can be. When you buy something, it gets marked down as short. Well, yeah, actually, yes. So anyway, that's what this was. The yellow lines, short volume. It lines up nearly perfectly with all of the large pumps in the stock price. And that's because it represents buying and not actually selling. Okay. So now, good. Now, where's the video that I want? It's right here. And this will probably be our last video, to be honest, just because getting a little bit late. I got to get back to work tomorrow. So, but we'll have some final comments.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome.
Oh boy. All right, here we go.
Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance, everybody. We got a sponsored video. That's right. Somebody paid me compensation to make a video about a clown. And nothing is more rewarding than getting paid to react to a massive clown on YouTube.
Maybe I should do that. I don't know if anybody would actually be interested. It's a great idea, though.
Well, it's just gonna be my full-time job. Accounting. Why would I want to go to work and have a real job when I can just get paid to watch clown videos? Anyway, in this video, we're going to roast this clown here. My rants. Okay, so basically, GameStop is the future, and it's gonna 20,000x in 5 seconds, and we're all gonna be trillionaires, and we're all gonna live on Clown Island and drink martinis all day. Now, this guy's like a smaller shill, okay? He's got 8.8 thousand subscribers. Ooh, 2,100 videos. And he wears glasses in his thumbnail. What a freaking dweeb. Okay, but all he does is talk about GameStop. GameStop. Oh my God, GameStop. Now, why does this clown talk about GameStop? Well, it's popular. And on YouTube, you give the morons what they want, and they'll watch you, and they'll super chat you, and they'll subscribe to you, and you'll get rich, mother effer. Woo! So, there's a specific video that this client wanted me to react to. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen properly. Okay, let's go ahead and react to GameStop Explained, published on September 30th, so a couple days ago. And it got 1,277 views. I'm so excited. I'm sure this is going to be a great video. We're going to watch this on 1.5 speed because there's only so much of this moron I could take. So here he is, Mr. GameStop. GameStop. Let's watch.
So this one says, I love your Connect the Dots series. I've learned so much from you, but I don't understand the significance of GameStop. Neither did I, right? Like 3 years ago almost is when I started reading up on GameStop, start trying to figure out the business model. You know, there's that movie coming out, just came out yesterday, Dumb Money. And it's about the story, the GameStop saga, like what happened before, right? So
let me tell you what the business model is. They're a store in a bunch of malls. You go in the store and you buy games. You know what you can also do? You can buy games digitally. That's right. And it seems like the industry is going more and more to digital games. So why would I have to go to a GameStop? And I don't know if you've noticed, but the company, well, maybe not the stunk price, but the company itself has been contracting, okay? And on top of that, they have very, very old property, plant, equipment. What does that mean? They're either going to have to sell off a bunch of stores or they're going to have to pay a boatload of money to fix them up. And you know what that means? A lot of capital expenditures, a lot of free cash flow going to the negatives. GameStop is basically a dying business. Okay, you want to see why? Let's go look at GameStop. We're going to very briefly, we're going to keep watching this absolute idiot. Okay, let's look at the revenue. Oh, the revenue is massively trending down. You see that? Basically, every single metric when it comes to GameStop is trash. Massive decrease in cash flows from operations. And it's been negative for a couple of quarters. And it's way lower than it was a couple of years ago. This is a dying business. This is not complicated. God.
We're all enamored about the stock. We all jump in. We all want to hold it. We all want to fight the system. We want to get back at the hedgies. We want to do all this stuff. But
I will never understand this mentality that you're fighting the system by buying a piece of turd company. Can someone explain to me how you're fighting Wall Street by basically buying a stock that they're probably shorting and they're probably making a fortune off of? Now, you clowns caught Wall Street one time. You caught the hedgies one time. And that hedge fund, what was it, Melvin Capital, they lost a bunch of money. Guess what? Guess who's making all the money now? It's probably the hedgies, okay? You're the morons buying a dying business. Have I not talked about this with AMC? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You clowns buy businesses. The stock goes down. And what do you guys do? It's the hedgies. It's a hedge fund, bro. The stock would be $1 trillion in 5 seconds if it wasn't for the hedge fund. God, you people are so stupid. But you know what? You can't be convinced. So I hope you all just lose all your money and burn.
while doing that, a lot of us have educated ourselves on the steps it takes to actually, become a profitable company for GameStop and the business model moving forward and who Ryan Cohen is in leadership. But here's the crazy part. My world didn't turn upside down until I learned about private equity. And that's what Connect the Dots is, right? When you say Connect the Dots, I like the series, but I don't know about GameStop. So I'll explain the best way I can. First, Connect the Dots, right? So you start connecting dots for private equity and how they influence publicly traded companies and or private companies, but how they manipulate outcomes, certainly for shareholders. So if you're a shareholder of this said company, I'll give you an example, AMC.
I need to be eating some premium.
AMC shares were at an all-time high being pumped through the sky, but yet Adam Aron, their CEO, comes from private equity. He is actually private equity. So when you go back in time with AMC, you realize they've been private equity the whole time since 2001. They were bought out by Apollo. They partnered up with JP Morgan. They handed off a lot of shares to Wanda, but all while still in the driver's seat for like Adam Aron for 8 years, who is private equity. They can paint it up any way they want, but everyone that's on the board of directors, everyone that works in key positions there, they're private equity driven. Like that's the footprint. So it kind of like gave me this idea to start thinking about companies as in planting people for these outcomes. And the one that gave it away was Bed Bath & Beyond. So then
what is he even? He's like, oh, private. Everybody's. It's like an infiltration of private equity. You know what happened to AMC? It's massively underwater. It has way more debt than assets. It has negative cash flows. Okay, it's about to go bankrupt, in my opinion. That's what happened to all your trash companies. Oh, it's the private equity. I don't get like the theories you people come up. You basically find a word that sounds like Wall Streety.
Yes.
Private equity, bro. Private equity. and then you like somehow combine that with your stock, and somehow that explains everything that's going on. You bought a trash business. It's really not hard. I'm so sick of this. Where's the stock going down?
When I talked to the CEO of eToys, by the name of Laser Hogs, that's his name. I did an interview on my channel a long time ago, and
Laser Hogs? He did an interview on his channel. I wonder if he was paid for that. Interesting. Is he a penny pumper?
He tells me, he goes, hey, Rance, just look into it. Look into the fact that they manipulate manufacturer outcomes. They have the whole thing set up for everyone. I was just like, really, man? Like, you're crazy. You're saying a pipe dream. But I listened, right? So I was like, all right, let me go look.
Here we go. It's manipulated. Oh, it's a dying business. The industry is moving towards digital games, digital downloads. No, it's the private equity. It's private equity.
So when I saw Bed Bath & Beyond, it kind of like gave it away because I was like, well, wait a minute. They infiltrated the board of directors 4 years ago. They started doing things that I would never do. And then I saw Ryan Cohen was like, hey, I'm out of here. He kind of told you like what's going on. So Ryan Cohen did his interview.
He doesn't call him out on this, but I caught this. I'm going to go back just a little bit.
Private equity.
So when I saw Bed Bath & Beyond, it kind of like gave it away because I was like, well, wait a minute. They infiltrated the board of directors 4 years ago. They started doing things that I would never do. And then I saw Ryan Cohen.
They started doing things that I would never do. Motherfucker, you're not fucking board of directors material. They're doing things that you would never do. I mean, can we say fucking narcissist? Can we say narcissist? They started doing things that I would never do. Well, who the fuck are you, motherfucker? I saw you with the fucking broom in your hand. So we should care what you think about what the fucking board should do. Go give me a fucking rake. This guy is out fucking rageous. And hence why I can't give him any attention. Because it's just fucking horrible.
Was like, hey, I'm out of here. He kind of told you like what's going down. So Ryan Cohen did his interview with GMEDD.com and he said, well, you know, they did a share buyback program and the price went down. That's why he left. It was kind of like he had never seen that before. But the whole point was it's part of the playbook. It's part of the private equity playbook. Like, how do you leverage yourself or how do you destroy the company from within? You do things.
It's like great. So that he's really saying there's these private equity people that are like,
right. That's the point of private equity is to destroy companies. Like, sometimes what a goon.
Just go out of business. Sometimes companies just lose money and they go bankrupt. That happens all the time. It's a necessary part of capitalism, okay? It is a conspiracy of this cabal of private equity people infiltrating companies and destroying them from within. It kind of sounds like something from the 1930s, if you catch my drift. But you know what? We'll keep watching.
You would never do, basically. And when I started looking at the board of directors for Bed Bath & Beyond, I saw where they came from. And they came from the origins of Apollo and Drexel Burnham Lambert, you know, back in the 90s and the 80s. And it was crazy because that's, I mean, Sue Gov, the current CEO, that's who she is. That's where she comes from. So like they literally have everyone in place. And now that the bankruptcy is over with over there, you just kept digging deeper and deeper. And you found like, you know, little connecting pieces, these tentacles outside of the whole US. Like it's everywhere. It's in every industry, every company. Private equity has influence on the
Dude, this guy needs to wear like one of those tinfoil hats. Like this guy's a crazy psycho. Okay. If you listen to this stuff and you believe that there's a cabal of private equity,
he kind of is.
You're an idiot. Okay. I'm sorry. And this is a problem with like some of the Republican Party, right? I don't know what he is, but they're these like out there freaking weirdos where, oh my God, the government's going to turn all the frogs gay. Oh my God. Oh my God. This kind of sounds like that kind of guy, okay? Like these insane, wacko conspiracy theories. Oh, all the congressmen are lizards. Oh, it's the same thing. It's so stupid. I mean, not every conspiracy theory is BS, but some people take this stuff too far. And this is, it's a private. Yes, it's all. Let's go meet in Davos, the private equity cabal, and we'll wear our robes and we'll sing
Davos.
A chance, sugar-laka, and then we'll plot how to destroy companies from within. Oh, and they just happen to be massively unprofitable, share diluting trash companies. But that's not why they're going down. No, it's because of the private equity cabal. That's what it is. Yeah.
Outcome of what the business will do, the business model. And while that's all being pushed out and they're destroying companies, they're helping a couple of other ones thrive, like Amazon, right? If Amazon succeeds, all these companies fail. So you get to make bets on all these failing companies and or get fees for being in like certain executive positions or board of directors.
You know why Amazon succeeds?
Wow.
I can order something and it comes to my house in like 2 hours. Okay. That's why Amazon succeeds. What is Bed Bath & Beyond?
Wow.
I hate Bed Bath & Beyond. Okay. You get those stupid certificates. It's like these massive postcard things and 25% off Bed Bath & Beyond. It's a stupid store. GameStop is a dying store, okay? The gaming industry is going to downloads. AMC is a massively unprofitable theater company. It's the cabal is not helping Amazon and screwing these other companies. These companies are dying for a reason because they suck. It's as simple as that. Help Amazon so they can just destroy everybody else. I mean, capitalism always trends to monopolies. That's just a natural part of capitalism. Basically, some companies succeed, the others fail, and basically they start gobbling each other up, and then eventually you have monopolies. That happens, okay? Then the government comes in and busts them up. But this is so stupid.
So the rich get richer and Amazon progresses. So you being dumb money, right? You being invested the way you are, you have to find the categories that can win. So when you go to gaming and you think about GameStop and you start doing the homework on GameStop, you got to connect the dots here. When you
oh boy,
brick and mortar stores when you can download a game. Oh, I'm gonna invest in it. I'm GameStop, of course.
First started looking at GameStop. This is like when Ryan Cohen first got in. There was a guy there by the name of Bill Simon. He's on the board of directors, and he is a senior consultant for KKR private equity, the grandfather of private equity, right? So he's a senior consultant for KKR. He was on the Nabisco deal, RJ Nabisco deal. So you knew he already had ties to private equity. Ryan comes in, Ryan buys in, and then he brings his boys with him. And he brought his own team, and now that team's really tight. To go from about 14 to 11 directors all the way down to about 4 or 5.
You know it's not going to be tight as your butthole if you keep buying Amazon's or GameStop stock.
And any given time right now, that's GameStop. So GameStop pushed out private equity. So when you connect the dots, that tells you everything you need to know. It means Ryan bet on himself. He pushed everyone out of the way that would be doing the things that they do, like by canceling the Boston Consulting Group. If you see BCG,
it's the consulting group,
right? They're giving you ideas of, hey, well, maybe you should make these cuts. And people always say, like, somebody said to me yesterday, like, you're over here talking about Epic Gaming making cuts, yet when Ryan does it, it's okay. And it's like, yeah, maybe you don't understand what Ryan's doing. Well, first, let's just destroy the narrative that GameStop's not profitable. That's the first thing. They're extremely profitable, and they always have been, but they keep running them dry. You know what the balance?
Have they been profitable? Okay.
This is where it gets.
Let's just look at it from an annual perspective.
This is really where it gets interesting. Okay. I mean, all of it's interesting, but this is where it gets. This is where it gets empirical, let's say.
Have they been profitable? Okay. So let's just look at it from an annual perspective because the cash flows are fluctuating. So in 2019, they had massive negative operating cash flow. In 2020, they had a little bit of positive cash flow. And in 2021, they had massive negative operating cash flow. And if you see the trend in operating cash flow, oh, it's going down. Oh, they've always been massively profitable. Oh, yeah, it's always been massively profitable. Let's go look at their income statement because I honestly haven't looked at this company in a while. I don't even freaking remember. Okay, gross margins are going down. Operating margin has been negative the last 3 years. What do you mean they're massively profitable, you idiot? You stupid idiot. Did you even take a second to look at the financials? I went to
No, he didn't.
Analysis.com. I didn't even prepare for this. He said it's massively profitable. I went to stockanalysis.com and oh my God, it's actually not massively. Oh, negative 5% is massive profits. Yeah, GameStop's the future, bro. What an idiot. Yep. He's going to have 100 million subscribers. There is no doubt.
Yes, he will.
She says negative at times, like in 2018, 2019, 2020, and nothing to do with the actual business model of GameStop. And nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with what they call impairment charges. Because the price of the stock was so far pushed down, i.e. shorted all the way down to the ground, that the goodwill of the company was impaired, meaning their market cap was well below what their goodwill valuation was each year. And they
my God,
loss on the balance sheet. It's just an accounting fix, right?
A goodwill impairment.
So
a loss on the.
So this, I'm assuming that this is what he means when he said, when they talk about hidden, the income hidden on the balance sheet, right? But excuse me, that's what he just went through. I'm going to go back a little bit.
The company was sold, and nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with what they call impairment charges, because the price of the stock was so far pushed down, i.e. shorted all the way down to the ground, that the goodwill of the company was impaired, meaning their market cap was well below what their goodwill valuation was each year. And they have to show that as a loss on the balance sheet. It's just an accounting fix, right?
A goodwill impairment is a loss on the balance sheet. Oh my God, this guy is an absolute more. It's the goodwill impairment. Okay, here's what goodwill is. You acquire another company for more than the fair value of its net assets. If you determine that maybe the company you bought wasn't doing so well, or maybe you overpaid for it, or maybe it's not worth what you thought it was, you have to impair the goodwill, okay? Because your expectations of the companies or the companies you acquired future cash flows are lower than you expected. Goodwill impairments are a real thing, okay? You basically overpaid for a company. Look at freaking Teladoc and Livongo, my dongo. What happened to Teladoc? They paid a huge amount of money for Livongo, my dongo, my dingity dongity dongo. And guess what happened? They had to write it off because suddenly they found out their acquisition was hot freaking trash. Okay, oh, but you just write down the goodwill and it's an expense on the balance sheet. Yeah, that's where expenses go. Oh, this guy is clearly an accountant.
So when that happens, boom, it makes it look like the company lost $1 billion this year, that year, 2018, whatever it may be, but they didn't. Operationally, they were making money. It's just the evaluation of the company is not fair. And that's to hold themselves accountable because, when you're public.
Yes, because nobody can look at an income statement and see the impairment charge and then back that out and look at the core business. Of course, people can do that. You can clearly see this is a dying company. The revenues are going down. Margins are contracting. The operating profit for the last 3 years has been negative. This is not hard. They have negative operating cash flows. This is not hard. It's a goodwill expense on the balance sheet. Yeah.
Publicly traded company, you have to hold your value, and your shareholders have to know how much you're worth. So each year that you do an audit on yourself, if it's not the proper valuation, and you've been having people buy in on the stock, then you get hit on the books on that. That's how the goodwill impairment charges work. So when you look at GameStop, they burned off all their goodwill. They're back at scratch, and they went ahead and raised some money. There was a shit ton of money, right? And by GameStop raising money, it gave them a little bit of leverage, a little bit of freedom to try things, to do things. You'd be like, okay, let's go try NFTs. Let's go try a partnership with FTX. Let's go try a partnership with them.
Right.
Those are down 95%. Let's do a partnership with FTX. Oh yeah, that went well.
They're trying things. They're actually trying to get into the other industries and grow. But if they didn't have that cash to do that, they wouldn't have done it. They would have just went bare bones a long time ago. They would have just cut all the buildings they didn't want and suck down, get rid of everything and everyone. And now let's go into it, this skeleton crew type style and show you a profit, because they do make a profit. But they took time to do that. They went there slowly. They wanted to try things out or get their
oh my God.
Make profit, right? Let's look at the quarterly profit. Let's see. Quarterly operating margin has been basically negative all the way since 2017. They're always profitable, bro. Like, he's literally appealing to the dumbest people in the planet. And I'm not surprised. Honestly.
Yep, that's a good one to look at, Model 3 dude. Yep.
Nothing.
I got another one too, actually.
Bro.
Let me pull it up here.
Look at stockanalysis.com for 2 seconds.
Feet wet. And that's what they've been doing because they had the money to do it. So GameStop hasn't lost a single dollar. I hope people know how this works. To have $1.2 billion in the bank after 3 years of people trying to knock you down and tear you apart, and we hold.
Like, he thinks that makes a profitable company. That they have more.
They haven't lost a single dollar. Clearly, if you look at the financial statements, you can clearly see they have lost a single dollar, more than a single dollar. God, this guy is stupid.
Price up, right about a $5 billion market cap. So the shareholder equity of $1.2 billion is healthy. It's $4 a share of equity. That would represent 25% of the shares. No company can show you a 25% equity position per share and not have goodwill. Like, no company. That's how strong GameStop's balance sheet is. It's one of the strongest in the world. So if people knew how to evaluate the company properly, they would understand that. Like, what
the fuck? What can you even do with this? You can't even do anything with this. It's just comical.
It's not like, the most powerful balance sheet ever. Okay, so they have cash and inventory. So they have $2 billion of current assets and $1 billion of current liabilities. Okay, that's fine. They're probably not going to go bankrupt within a year. Long-term assets, well, those are going down. This is a growing company of 798 in long-term. So their balance sheet is fine. Okay. Here's another thing. They're not going to go bankrupt within a year. I agree on that. But this is the most amazing balance sheet in the world.
And what are they doing now?
Very old property, plant, and equipment.
Their stores are so old.
They can't afford to buy new ones or fix these ones up because they have negative cash flows. And here's another.
And they don't perform either.
Okay.
They don't perform.
Earnings is the cumulative profit and loss of this company. When you have negative retained.
Look at that shit.
This company, if you add up all the prior year's profits and losses, if you have a negative retained earnings, that means they've lost money. They've lost more money than they've made over their entire life. But they haven't lost a single dollar. It's actually profitable, even though stock, and now the hedge private equity probably manipulated these numbers.
Yeah, it's not the hedge funds anymore. It's private equity now.
Bro, they hacked into this and they changed the numbers.
That's his spin on the boogeyman.
Okay.
The value is for the buy. But connect the dots put us there. Connect the dots let us know that private equity's been pushed out. And now it's Ryan Cohen versus the world, basically, because, hey, if you don't think the private equity firms are on the outside looking in, trying to still find a way to hurt GameStop. No, that's exactly.
Oh, my God.
Pumped Epic Games. That's why they, allowed Yellow Freight to go bankrupt and destroy that company as well. It's
oh, my God.
That can hurt GameStop. They're going to do supply chain issues, you name it, because that's what you have.
The world's against you. Everybody's coming for you. Circle the wagons. Private equity surrounding us. Oh, my God.
They do at this point. They all bet against GameStop. Just like they all bet against Caesars back in the day, and they all made money, billions of dollars. They all jump onto stocks. They bet on them. They destroy them.
They bet against clown stocks. Wow, they're actually probably smart.
From within, and here's your outcome. That's why Bed Bath & Beyond couldn't survive. That's why AMC will be gone in due time. But GameStop?
Yes, it will.
You want to know?
And that's...
They pushed out private equity.
And that's why Ryan Cohen led a bunch of super stonkers into Bed Bath & Beyond. And they tried every way possible. Remember Trey? Remember Trey trying to say that Ryan Cohen didn't sell. He just announced that he's going to sell. No, Trey. No, he sold. Of course he did. Of course he fucking did. And of course it collapsed afterwards. But they tried. They tried for about a week or less, maybe, to spin it. Can't spin it. You can't spin it.
And we're still fighting.
It debunks itself.
I'm here for the fight. Have a good morning, guys. GameStop, can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. Appreciate your time, young man. Peace.
All right, this guy is stupid. Like, you can just quickly verify his lies. Like, it takes
exactly
2 seconds to find out this guy is just telling a bunch of garbage. Oh, it's profitable.
That's a good point, Manuel. He trapped so many apes in Bed Bath & Beyond that they can't invest a single dollar in GameStop now. Exactly. Let me bring in this other analyst report I was looking at yesterday here real quick, and it's kind of interesting. It is from New Constructs, and they call it the forensic. It doesn't say on here, does it? No. So on TD Ameritrade, I believe they called it the forensic earnings analysis. But anyway, come on. There. Come on, display the rest. For some reason, this PDF is like kind of wanting to be a pain. Here we go. No, God dang it. So this report was from, oh my God. I blame Ken Griffin. Widen this out here. There we go. Okay. They've got it as unattractive. Analyst notes updated 10-4, unattractive. We recommend investors avoid GME. Risk reward rating is unattractive. So then they talk about the quality of earnings. Economic versus reporting earnings per share. Also return on invested capital. And then valuation in terms of the free cash flow yield, price to earnings to book value ratio, earnings to book value ratio, and growth appreciation period analysis. So here it shows the reported earnings per share in the dotted red line, dashed red line, versus the economic earnings per share in the blue line. So they say GameStop's accounting earnings overstate its economic earnings, which equal return on invested capital minus weighted average cost of capital times average invested capital. So if you use that formula, you find that the reported earnings are overstated for the economic position that they're in. Now it says that they made a total of 4,000 million, so 4.1 billion in income statement and balance sheet adjustments to convert accounting earnings into economic earnings in fiscal year 23. We made 1.8 billion in adjustments in our discounted cash flow valuation of the stock. And then in general, they make all kinds of adjustments. And if you come to the second page here, this is really where it gets interesting. Return on invested capital versus the weighted average cost of capital. They call it very unattractive. Return on invested capital, measuring a company's return on all cash invested in the business. Okay. It is the truest measure of profitability. Why? Well, they're investing money into a business that is making money to increase the amount of money that they are making. So profitability is increasing. If not, then, if the return on their invested capital is negative, then they are spending money to lose money. Stock valuations are more highly correlated to return on invested capital than any other metric. Now, weighted average cost of capital is the average of debt and equity capital costs that all publicly traded companies with debt and equity stakeholders incur as a cost of operating. Companies must earn a return on invested capital greater than weighted average cost of capital to generate positive economic earnings and create value for shareholders. So, put another way, the blue line, which is currently negative, it's like minus negative 2.2 or 5, needs to be higher than the dashed red line in order for this company to be creating value and generate positive economic earnings. Not financial earnings, not reported earnings. We're talking about actual economic earnings. So, in other words, they're paying a lot of money for their debt and equity positions, and they're getting back a negative return on that. That is an unprofitable company. Unprofitable company. Okay. And then we also have price to earnings, price to economic book value, measuring the difference between the market's expectations for future profits and the no growth value of the stock. So they're showing the stock price, the current market valuation is higher than the economic book value per share. And that happens a lot. But the expectations for growth are higher than what growth will actually probably be. That's essentially what you're saying. So when you see the situation, it says over here, this is a potentially a short sale candidate. Okay, and then this is the growth appreciation period analysis. They're saying, last fiscal year, stock price $22. Go out 100 years, and you're still going to be basically losing money. So, it says Current stock price of 1508. The market is expecting revenue to grow at 2.8% for more than 100 years. Over this period, GameStop's also expected to generate an average economic earnings margin of 1.9%. Negative 1.9%. Negative 1.9%. So, just more numbers based off of the earnings. All right. And I think it's hilarious that Strongman doesn't wear a shirt, honestly, sometimes. Like it cracks me up. But no, I'm not gonna do that. You know who we haven't heard from in a while? And then we'll end there. I do appreciate everybody hanging out this evening, and hope everybody has a good week. Oh, 3 days ago, shorts trapped, criminal short sellers, Ham the short seller. I'm sorry, Ham the short killer. So Frankie Mohammed has moved on to Finger and GTII, which well, let's see how they're doing. May have to get some of them calls. May have to get me some of them calls. Let's change this. We could look at the short sale volume for this one. See if it correlates. I'll be damned. Look at that. Holy shit. I'll be damned. Look, every time. Every time. Huh. No shit. Look at that. It's almost like short volume is good for the stock price. It's positively correlated with the stock price. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk it? I swear. These clowns talking about short volume. I'm coming for your ass. Not really, but I mean, you need to shut the fuck up. You need to shut the fuck up. It's Uncle Frank, and he's not a financial advisor. It's been a minute.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when I have new information to share. So now let's get into the latest updates.
Okay, how many swans we got tonight?
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Sometimes you get an idea that's too good to keep to yourself.
Oh, boy.
50 Cent is currently on tour, and I don't see why his fans or fans of the hit shows of the Power Universe on Stars can't see 50's concert on the big screen in AMC theaters. If you agree this is a phenomenal idea, then plaster this all over social media until a decision maker sees it. I mean, if Taylor Swift can do it and Beyonce can do it, why can't my man 50 do it? Stop being lazy and help me spread the word, apes. Let's make this happen. And while we're at it, wouldn't it be a great idea if the producers of the Power Universe shows would agree to drop a new episode in the theaters the way Yellowstone did? We could even watch an episode before the concert. We need to get this message to the producers. Please contact Courtney A. Kemp and Jackson and G Unit Film and Television if you would like to see this idea get some traction. If we demand it, they will come. Did you guys know that Uncle Frank and his wife were such big fans of the original Power show that I won the red dress at auction that Layla Lauren wore? She played Angela in the show for my wife.
What the fuck?
If you didn't know, you better ask somebody.
I only got one thing. I just have one response to this. I have one response. That's all. That's my God. What the fuck? Gaga goo 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 gaga goo gaga. Mommy. Yeah, and that's what in the actual fuck is going on here? I am so, God. Okay.
You guys might also be surprised to learn that this art piece hanging in Ghost's apartment in Manhattan now hangs in Uncle Frank's foyer. How you like me now?
Well, I'd like you more if you actually showed it, but I guess that's a trust you bro too, huh? I mean, these people, like, yeah, I drive a Bentley. Of course I drive a Bentley. What are you
Our
talking
fans
about?
know that
I
Uncle
work for
Frank
private
came
equity.
from
Of
the
course I do.
same neighborhood in Chicago that actor Joe Sikora came from, who plays Tommy on the show.
Who cares? What?
I'm sure a lot of the 50 Cent fans would love to see the concert at AMC. And guys, if we can get a hit show premiere like Yellowstone at AMC theaters, I don't see why we can't drop a show from the Power universe. We could also sell gear from the show on our merchandise website. I think G Unit is leaving an awful lot of money on the table by not working with us. Share it everywhere, people. Let's make it happen.
This is pathetic.
This week is looking very exciting for AMC, but also very treacherous for our hedge fund pals. Wednesday,
Oh, I'm sure they're scared.
Got PPI. Thursday, October 12th, CPI and initial jobless claims. And then on Friday, October 13th, Taylor Swift drops at AMC theaters. Then Wednesday, November 8th, about 30 days away, we've got our annual meeting of stockholders.
Oh, sweet. And the vote.
Friday, December 1st, Beyonce opens at AMC.
Beyonce.
Trouble for you, hedgies. Apes, I know you're tired. I know you're frustrated.
Oh, my God.
You know that you were right about AMC. The company didn't go...
There it is again. You know you were right. I mean, there's a quote that I found a couple of years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. And it was, hope is the most dangerous thing that you can give a man. Hope is the most dangerous thing that you can give somebody. And I thought it was relevant then, and I think it's relevant now. I believe it was written by a novelist by the name of Kara Thomas, I believe. Anyway, yeah, this is absurd. Yeah, we know you were right. I mean, I'm hearing echoes of, go home. You're very special. We love you. That's pretty much what you got here. That's pretty much what you got. Okay.
Out of business. The company...
Manuel, wake me up when you have one of Adam Enron's sweaters, okay?
Turn to profitability, and we're still down 85% year over year. Our enemies have every advantage in the world.
Yeah, because you're not thinking about it the right way. Because you're thinking that, the market reflects what's happening now, which it doesn't. It doesn't. And it takes a lot more into consideration than just two fucking pop stars who decided to have, movies of their concerts, which seems like it'll probably be a fad to me, but whatever. I mean, because there are no decent because there aren't a lot of movies coming out, and yay, the strike is over, but that's going to have an impact too, that downtime. So plus now Israel may be about to, every time AMC is about to run, Adam Aron made a call back to his fatherland. I'm not saying that. I'm just making a joke, but first it was the Russians. Now it's the Israelis. I mean, you can't catch a break with this guy.
But they still needed to cheat to win.
I'm kind of retarded.
We beat them, and they just don't want to pay. That's what it feels like. Well, guess what? We keep fighting.
God.
They can put 1 million hit pieces in the press and naked short 1 billion shares, and we keep coming back for more. We own the largest company of its kind in the world, and now that we've modified our business model,
Modified?
Unstoppable. I will never tell you
how's it been
to
modified?
sell or hold
Yeah,
any
you will. You
security
are.
or cryptocurrency. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. But if you want to keep fighting, go participate in this survey at
Oh my God.
amcprojectpopcorn.com. You will not have to disclose who your brokers are. You will not have to disclose your account number. You will not have to upload your account statements or enter your social security number. All you have to do is print out a 2-page affidavit. You're going to need to know how many shares of AMC and APE you owned on certain dates. That's it. Just sign the document in front of a notary and then bring it to the website, fill out the short questionnaire, and
notary
upload your document.
Go get it notarized.
Stop fighting now.
God.
Get it done before the annual shareholder meeting. Hey, I want to thank you for watching.
Hey, I want to thank you for, here's the Project Popcorn survey tally. I don't even, like, what kind of, this is not really the, what date is this effective? They're verified participants, 283. Fantastic. So you got yourself a great sample size there, first of all. Whatever. It's going to be the same shit as all of the other share counts that we debunked, that debunked themselves, but basic high school statistics. But look at this. Don't just watch. Join us and amplify your voice in the legal arena. When it comes to fighting for your rights as a retail investor, standing on the sidelines is not an option. No, it's not. Trading and making losses and profits is definitely an option too. Why we prioritize investors who submit notarized affidavits. Oh, okay, yeah. Maximized settlements. Maximized settlements. I think they're going to get a settlement. Why join the fight against deceptive and manipulative practices that rob people of their earned labor and savings? Rob people of their earned labor and savings. Logical reasons, a logical rationale. Verifying the share count is crucial, particularly when retail investors own the entire float. I mean, so there's an assumption right there. How do you know that? Who told you that? When was that? When was that ever verified? When did you ever see receipts on that? You never did. Never did. As it serves as direct evidence. Well, no, it doesn't actually, because that's not how the stock market works. You're not dealing with physical products. You're dealing with equity. Equity is different. Equity is like money. There's a finite amount of money in the world, yes, but that money is loaned, it's borrowed, it's used as collateral. There's all kinds of things that can happen with equity that cannot happen with physical goods or products. They don't want to think about that. It's very basic to them. There's only 10 pieces of the pie. How can people be holding 20 of them out there? That's not how it works. It's not a pizza cut into slices. It reveals that Project Popcorn is a scam, restoration of trust, economic justice. It is logical to demand justice for those who have been unfairly deprived of their savings. Unfairly deprived, as if, when a stock starts to go down and all indications are, it might keep going down, but you don't do the action, you don't take actions that would either stop you from losing money or set up a situation to where you're hedging yourself or, you're stopping the leak, apply a tourniquet of some kind, right? But no, unfairly deprived, because you should just be able to sit there and make money and get rich, not have to do anything ever, right? Ensuring that the economic environment is equitable and that hardworking individuals can invest with confidence. I think you can invest with confidence. You need to invest with knowledge. I mean, you're not talking about investing, you're talking about a short squeeze. You're talking about a manipulative trading style. You're talking about taking advantage of a situation. You're talking about exploiting a market. That's what this is. This is exploitation. It's not a normal function of a market, and it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't induced it before. So this is garbage. Spiritual reasons. Okay, here we go. Let's inject some morals into the stock market. Moral integrity. From a spiritual standpoint, standing against such deceptive and malicious practices is a matter of upholding moral integrity and ensuring that the values of honesty, fairness, and justice prevail. Because you were anointed. You're the anointed chosen ones whose destiny it was always to effect these changes and to bring about universal good with spiritual principles that emphasize the universal good and well-being of all. Yes, right. I'm not saying that I disagree with these concepts. That's not what I'm saying. But this has no place here, none whatsoever. This is cult. This is absolutely cult language right here. This is a cult phenomenon, essentially. And if you can't see that this is part of a cult, that they included these items, check out some of my other videos and streams where I talk about the cult aspect. Emotional reasons. Oh, okay. Yes, because we all know that you should go into the stock market with your, emotions worn outside of your coat, on your sleeves, for everybody to see. Empathy for the affected, the emotional turmoil experienced by those who have lost their savings. Honey. Okay. Now we're just getting now we're just gone full fucking snowflake. Evokes a deep sense of empathy and desire to rectify the wrongs done to them, because everybody who loses money had something done to them. They didn't do anything wrong. They had it done to them, because you're not supposed to lose money. Desire for reconciliation, the disappointment and heartache experienced by those who believe in the principles of fairness. If you believed in the principles of fairness, then I would have to conclude that you are new. You are a new person. You're a newbie, and that's fine. Everybody's new. But it's like, come on. Oh my God. Compelling reasons. Urgent redressal. The massive scale of the alleged robbery. Individual responsibility. Now, this is funny here. Individual responsibility. Given the apparent lack of intervention from authorities, it becomes the responsibility of individuals and retail investors of goodwill to conduct direct evidence of share count and expose such deceptive practices. Okay. Now, I don't remember reading this in the Constitution. I don't remember reading this in the SEC Security Exchange Act or any of those things. But apparently, given the apparent lack of intervention from authorities, it becomes the responsibility of retail investors. This is more of that cult language coupled with some really, really foamy narcissism. Really, really foamy. Wow. Oh, and look, the very next point, exposing narcissism and vanity. It is crucial to uncover the motivations behind such schemes. What in the fuck is this? Driven by narcissistic and vain glory seekers to prevent the promotion of such harmful values and protect the vulnerable from exploitation. You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. I cannot actually believe that they wrote this, because they're talking about the apes, right? I mean, that's who they mean, right? Oh, they mean the hedge funds? Or like, you got to be kidding me. This has to be a joke. This has to be a joke.
This is what happens when...
This is too much.
You're being a little bitch.
The people who won't take responsibility for anything that they've done.
My dick.
If you don't understand the situation, it's better sometimes not to speak.
Including him. I'm sorry. Rest in peace. He was an idiot.
Okay, so...
He was wrong. Unfortunately, he'll never know.
I think you a bitch. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, the motivations behind such schemes
Is that what you're saying?
driven by narcissistic and vain glory seekers. I mean, more than one person comes to mind for me on that, right? Whoa! Anyway, guys, I got to get off here.
I don't really think that's...
Thank you. Catch you later.
And then
have a good one.
You change the world.